Step 1, don't be born in these time periods. Step 2, don't be these races.
Africans, Europeans, Mediterranean indigenous peoples, Asians, Middle Easterners, pretty much every race.
And this is the first level to slavery, where someone literally owns you for the rest of your life. You wake up every single day having to do manual labor for 12 to 16 hours, and then you die. Level 2. But first, we need to explain what slavery is, because the deeper we get into the video, the more confusing and complicated it becomes. And slavery to me is when someone has ownership over you. They control you, and you can't do the things you want to do because you are a slave. Location slavery. Imagine being born in India, North Korea, where you wake up every single day, you work in the slave mines, and afterwards you have to go pray to some fat Asian guy about how awesome he is, and if you don't cry at the ceremonies, you die. You don't have the freedom to choose what you want. You don't have the freedom to live. And there are levels to location slavery, because if you're in a first world country, be fucking grateful. You can go anywhere you want. The money you make, even the minimum wages, air quotes bad, it is the monthly wage of other people in their countries. Meaning you have the choice to leave, save up money, and live like a king in some third world country, Vietnam, Thailand.
Here's what $350 will get you in Bangkok, Thailand.
You are lucky, probably, if you're watching this video in America, Canada, UK. Anywho, level 3. Entertainment slave. You know, that type of person that cannot get off their phone. They constantly need to scroll on Twitter, scroll on TikTok, and if they are not, there's always some AirPod in, a podcast, a music being played. And remember, slavery is when you don't have the freedom of choice. If you are born in the right place, if you are not born in a certain time frame, you have a lot of freedom. And with that freedom comes with a lot of luxuries, and many luxuries in life make you their slave. People are addicted to drugs, people are addicted to pornography, people are addicted to video games and every sort of entertainment, meaning they do not have the freedom of choice to exist without it. And the big question is, can you do what you want without facing any consequences? And if the answer is no, then you are a slave. Level 4. Social slave. This is the problem a lot of people face. It's that there is a lot of guilt with their significant other, their parents, their friends, that there is this pressure. I must go to college. I must do the things my girlfriend expects me to do because I am their boyfriend. A social slave is where there is a societal construction that guilts you into doing something you are expected to do. Because I'm an Asian person, there is this stereotype that I must be smart.
Come on, do math.
It's true, but as well as there are positive stereotypes that enforces upon me, I am also a man, so I must act manly. Why can't I wear a pink polo shirt? This is a very complicated topic, but realize there are a lot of social constructs, a lot of identities given to you, and you are obligated to act out of it. If there is a meeting, I must be there at 5. Why? What if I don't go? What if I show up late? Well, the people will begin to hate you, but who cares? Well, you must go to college at the very least so you can make some money. Level 5, wage slave. This is something a lot of people talk about, but they don't fully understand. Money is not just a quantifiable number that helps you buy and purchase things that you want. It is a sort of energy. If people have more money, they have more resources. If you are poor and you have medical expenses, in the real world, you're fucking dying. If you have more money, you have more resources to tap into the best ways to get into the best doctors and not just physical health, but mental health. If you have the money to afford it, then you can get a therapist, you can get the smartest people in the world to help you. But the only way to become the best version of yourself is to have money. And the only way to have money is to work a 9 to 5, 8 hours, 5 days a week. And you are now just a little bit better than the level 1 slave where you get vacations. You don't work 12 to 16 hours a day. The conditions are much better. You know, at work at Microsoft, they have this lunch food court and the food's all free. But nonetheless, you still have to clock in. You can't just not go to work anytime you want. There will be consequences, meaning you are a slave to the manager, meaning you are a slave to the company, meaning you are a slave. And by the way, I, the creator, am no different. I make YouTube videos, that is my job, but at the same time, people forget that YouTubers are equally just as slaves. There are so many YouTubers that will fold and kneel to what the audience wants them to do because they are a social slave to what the audience wants. YouTubers want to make a lot of types of videos that they creatively want to make, but they don't do it because that's not what the audience wants. That's not what gets the views. They are a social slave. People are wage slaves. Level 6. Identity slave. We all know that person that has the pre-registered excuse for whenever anything bad happens, bad grade on the test, it's because I'm fucking dumb. Your girlfriend dumped you, it's because I'm a dumbass. Oh, nothing ever worked out in your life, it's because I'm dumb. This sort of negative identity people have labeled upon themselves that isn't just dumb, it could literally be anything because I am a gay black woman. That's the reason why things has not worked out in my life. It removes people the ability to look back critically and learn from their mistakes. Instead, it would be much easier to figure out the unknown problem immediately. It's because I am a gay black woman. But is that really the case? It can be. It can be true if you believe it. And remember, slavery is the idea of not being able to do the things you want to do. People choose to limit themselves, to enslave themselves because there is this unknown potential in who we are. And because it's so unknown, that means there is a treacherous path ahead. So I'd rather create a limit myself because I want to know that I am a dumbass. I don't want to know the real answer. I choose to be ignorant. Level 7, sensory slave. You know, people forget that we have 7 senses, maybe an infinite amount if you really get into the minute details, but there are other animals that exist where bats can mainly perceive the world through echolocation, not through their eyes. People also forget that there are a bunch of senses that we cannot fathom because our brain is only so limited into perceiving the real world. The real world is perceived through different animals in different ways, and the same thing applies to us. We are completely restricted in how much we can think purely based on genetics. Some people are born smarter, some people are born taller, they have a better body physique. Some people are shriveled, crippled, and that's brutal. The real brutality about this entire video is that sometimes you have a choice, sometimes you don't have a choice, but what you can do is level 3, 4, 5, and 6. Watch those again. It will give you a lot more freedom in your world and life if you are aware that there are a few things you can control. Remember, ants are on trees, they're in the mountains, they're in the skies, they're on Earth, but they don't know that. And that's completely fine. You don't have to know everything, but after watching this video, you do have some control. You do know some parts. There is a part 2 on the Patreon where it's much more unfiltered. It gets to the raw philosophy and less generic literal slavery moments. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, toodly-doo.